Today, we'll be reacting to Dumb Obsession We All Had as Kids by Tyler Vitelli.
During your childhood, you have a lot of obsessions that, looking back, seem ridiculous. But at the time, they were awesome. And the wild part is, we all had the same ones. From slap bracelets to your babysitter you had a crush on that you actually thought you had a chance with, we basically all lived the exact same childhood. So we're gonna go through all of these obsessions and decide whether they were valid or just completely ridiculous. And considering the fact that one of these obsessions ended with me having green skin, there were definitely some dumb ones in here, starting with slap.
How the fuck is that happening?
Bracelets. Slap bracelets are a perfect example of a toy that were made for one purpose, but everyone who actually bought them used it for a completely different reason. The intended purpose of these bracelets were, you slap it on your wrist, you wear it, great. But what everyone actually used it for was, well, assault. You would walk up behind someone and snap it on the back of their neck as hard as possible. And when slap bracelets were trending, everyone at my school knew this, which was terrifying.
I cannot lie. We actually did this though,
Because this meant you could not walk anywhere around school without fearing that at any moment you might get slapped in the back of your neck. Me and my friends treated the neck snap as an art form. We had a system. During the time when all the students were either in the hallway or at lunch, we would identify a target, sneak up behind them, would wrap around their neck. But when the victim spins around, we would have already disappeared back into the crowd of students before they could even catch who did it. We thought we were geniuses. Now, does this make us sound like the most insufferable kids at school? And looking back, we probably were. But don't worry, because one day something happened that made us realize, wow, we really are the problem. It was lunchtime. We're in the cafeteria looking for our next targets, and we spot what looks like an absolutely perfect setup. It's one of the guys I was on the baseball team with, sitting at the end of the table, head down, completely focused on his food. He's totally unaware of his surroundings. I knew it was him because of a sun hat he was wearing. So my friend and I creep up behind him and wham, clean snap directly to the neck. But then he turned around. It was not a...
He's gonna wreck your shit.
It was not the guy from my baseball team I thought it was. You know who it was? A teacher doing cafeteria supervision that happened to have the same sun hat. When we slapped the bracelet on him, the teacher slowly took off his sun hat and everyone went quiet after seeing what just happened. Then he turns around and looks at us. You cannot imagine the fear we had after seeing the teacher's face rather than our friends. Because last time I checked, assaulting a teacher is probably not a good idea. You would think the teacher would forget about the law, but surprisingly, he was very calm. Instead, what he did was get up, pick up his lunch, and say to us, "Come with me." And we all walked directly to the principal's office. He went in, told the principal exactly what happened, snitch, and then you could probably guess what happened next. That's right, the school exploded. No, I'm just kidding. We got detention. That was the end.
No, I actually just exploded your school. Sorry, Twin, I just forgot. You know, oopsies.
My slap bracelet era, which meant I had to move on to a new obsession. An obsession that I know every single one of you watching also had, because it meant you get to skip school. I'm talking about field trips. Field trips were the greatest invention in the history.
Yeah. What the f do you think? What do you think? That makes no sense.
Of human civilization, right along with the air fryer and LeBron James. Because field trips weren't actually about learning anything. Nobody went to the science museum and came back as a changed person. We were just happy to be outside of the classroom because none of us go outside anymore. And when I say us, yes, I mean me and you. We both don't touch grass, Twin. But because I was so obsessed with field trips, I was willing to commit actual crimes to attend one. Which brings me to a story that you definitely should not try doing yourself. My school had a fundraiser one day where whichever class raised the most money won a special trip to the aquarium. My class did not win, so I was super butthurt because I missed out on a free day off school. But luckily for me, I had a couple friends in the class that did win. So I told them how jealous I was that they were going on a field trip and I wasn't. They came up with a plan to sneak me onto the field trip. The buses were leaving at 8 a.m. All I had to do was blend in, get on the bus, and by the time anyone realized I wasn't supposed to be there, we would already be at the aquarium. The teacher would have no real choice but to let me stay. What were they gonna do? Call another bus to bring me back? Drive drive 45 minutes back to school just to drop off one kid? Literally the only thing we had to do was get me on that bus without the teacher noticing. And honestly, the plan was working at first. My friends basically formed a circle around me so the teacher couldn't see me. And as students were slowly filing onto the bus, we waited till the teacher was distracted with something else and we all got on the bus. Obviously, we went straight to the back to get as far away from her as possible. I just crouched down on the floor, hoping the teacher wouldn't come back here before leaving. But then I heard it. The engine started and all of a sudden, the bus was moving. The plan was actually working. I was actually gonna make it to see Nemo. All good things have to come to an end though, because then the teacher stood up. Now, I don't know why, in all of my strategic planning, I did not account for the most predictable thing a teacher does on a field trip, which is count the children, to happen. Like, it's literally their only job on these trips. Don't lose the students. So she starts walking down the aisle, moving toward the back, and I, with my incredible instincts, decided that the best course of action was to become as small as I could and put my friends' backpacks on top.
You're fucked, mister.
Of me. I thought it would just hide me completely. But when the teacher got to the back, she said to my friend Garrett,
Garrett, why do you have so many backpacks stacked up right there?
and Garrett just went,
To save space?
but the teacher wasn't having it. So she told him to move the backpacks. And when he did, there I was, staring straight up at her. Now this is the part that frustrates me because this happened about 5 minutes after leaving. So the teacher turned the bus around and dropped me back off at school. I had to walk back in there in silence while everyone watched from the window. You can't imagine how humiliating that was. And then, as a bonus prize, I got detention for it. If we had just drove for like 5 more minutes, I doubt she even would have turned back. That aquarium actually closed down recently too, so I'll never get a chance to go to it anymore. What even happened when an aquarium closes? Do the fish just fly away? Did I put them in the ocean? Now in this scenario, I was trying to be invisible, but that definitely wasn't the case for my next obsession, which was superheroes. At some point in every kid's life, you
Valid. That's valid. I mean, what can I say? It's valid. VALID.
pick your specific hero and you become a ride or die for them. I didn't want to be the super smart one or the wealthy one or the one that could fly. I wanted to be the one who was so uncontrollably angry that he turned green. So Halloween comes around one year. My mom asks what I want to be and the answer is obvious. I say Hulk without hesitating. She says, great, we'll get you a costume at Spirit Halloween. But I looked at her and said, no, a costume from Spirit Halloween is not enough. I need to actually
Be green.
Now, little did I know at the time, this would be a decision that ruined the whole next week of my life. My mom, who, shout out to her, didn't say I was insane or that she didn't want to go through all this work. No, instead, she said, okay, let's get you some paint and make you green. So we got the paint and painted me green from head to toe. Like, my whole body. Well, I guess not my whole body, if you know what I mean.
Twin, I know what you mean, twin. I mean, yeah, she probably actually did your whole body.
Anyways, I loved it. When I looked down at my arms, they were green. I had the purple shirts on, doing poses in the bathroom mirror, and when we went trick-or-treating, it was perfect. Adults were complimenting my costume all night. Other kids looked scared, wondering why there's a 4-foot-tall Hulk going around. It was amazing. But I should have known it wouldn't last, because we got home, and I got in the shower trying to get my paint off. But there was a problem. It would not come off. I scrubbed harder, still completely, fully green. It still doesn't work. The paint was designed to survive sweat, heat, and water. My mom had accidentally purchased professional cinema level permanent body paint and applied it to her small child the night before school day. The only solution was to wait for it to...
It's permanent. He's cooked. He's gonna get that off for like a month. He's not gonna get that off.
wear off naturally, which took 3 full days of showering and scrubbing. And during those 3 days, I had to go to school. Just me. When you're green on Halloween, everyone thinks you're really cool. When you're green the day after Halloween, everyone just thinks you're autistic. That first day back at school is one I will never forget. Literally everyone would look at me no matter where I went. But the worst part was trying to explain it to anybody. So instead of trying to do that, I just didn't explain it at all. The only person I actually told about it was my teacher, because she asked if I was going through problems at home, and I said, well, yeah, my mom turned me green forever. But if you mean something else, no problems. I kind of miss being green though, so maybe next year I'll dress up as a crayon. This was painful mentally because of the embarrassment at school, but I also had some childhood obsessions that were painful physically, like animals. Animals were my entire personality as a kid. Now, of course, that doesn't make me different from anyone else because basically everyone loves animals growing up. Honestly, I wouldn't trust you if you weren't obsessed with animals, but I took it a step further. I knew the most random facts about all these animals. Like, did you know
The pistol shrimp creates a cavitation bubble that briefly reaches the temperature of the sun?
I didn't either. To be honest, I looked that up for the video because I was trying to impress you guys. But I still did know some facts. And as we all know, I might have a little bit of the tism. At least that's what my mom says. So just looking at animals wasn't enough for me. I needed more. So when I was about 8 years old, my parents took me to the zoo. And this was basically the best day of my life. Seeing the lions and tigers close up, smelling the elephant poop, the whole experience was just awesome. And eventually, we got to the orangutan exhibit. They're just chilling, as calm as can be. And I'm thinking to myself,
I wish I could be inside there.
but funny enough, the fence for the orangutan exhibit was only about 2 feet tall. There was two fences, so it was like one fence, then a couple feet, and then another fence. But they were both very easy to jump over if someone wanted to. And I wanted to. So when my parents looked away for 1 second, I jumped over the fences. I was inside the exhibit before anyone had processed what was even happening.
Was he the Harambe killer? Was he the person who got Harambe killed?
My parents turned around and I was on the wrong side of the fence, inside a real zoo enclosure. I wasn't trying to go pet an orangutan or anything, so I didn't get any closer. I just wanted to be in the exhibit with them.